Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Hive Mind. Today I have with me Desmond. Desmond is part of the core team at Zillacracy. He's actually the project lead at Zillacracy. And today we are going to talk to him more about, how he got involved with the Zilliqa community, what are some exciting things that are coming for Zillacracy, and any other exciting things that he can share with our community. So Desmond, thanks for coming on our podcast. And can you start off by just giving a background about how you got into crypto and how you fell down into this like a community as well.
Yeah, sure, Arnold, and thank you for having me. So, a little bit about myself. Desmond, 37 already. I am Dutch. I live in Amsterdam. I have a business background, got business administration, worked at different corporates, but also at scale-ups in the gaming industry. I got involved in crypto late 2016. Reason was always had a lunch at my previous office, and then you could also pay in Bitcoin. So it was really interesting that one guy did that. I think he is less happy right now, but regardless. So I got into the idea of transparency and decentralization is something that I really enjoy. In my professional life, I have done a lot of research also regarding self-organization and self-steering teams. So I have a background in IT also, between business and IT. And at our previous company, we also worked together with other blockchain companies. We sponsored different blockchain events. We hosted, for instance, a node for Neo. So that's how I basically got involved in helping out with that, and it grew from there.
Nice, nice. So what was the original vision for Zeracracy, and how did Zeracracy come about?
So it's interesting, yeah. Like first of all, how do you come across Zilliqa? Because I was already tweaking with Ethereum. Of course, being in an environment with a couple of hundreds of developers, you do pick some things up. Most of them were developing in Solidity, and yeah, we're also debating about the fact like, okay, this is it can go a lot faster, cheaper, etc. And then I did a lot of research on different blockchain protocols, came across Zilliqa, like many of you out there, of course. The aspect of a transaction sharding was really interesting. I like the fact that it was also rooted in science, and I always enjoyed, the professionalism that the Zilliqa team has in doing stuff. And then I remember being part of the community basically, or you're in the Telegram chat, you're also there from an investment perspective. And I remember back in 2019 that, I mean, this is the bear market, so sentiment isn't as positive as right now. Um, I know that the Zilliqa team, which is a small team, but they have been working tremendously hard in the past years to get to the point that they are right now. What I saw back then is that Amit basically offered people the chance to help out. And then he had a document saying like, okay, these are some things that you can work with or on, which are ranging from non-technical to technical. And I think that is really good, that you provide that open source development also to your community, and that it's not only the core team at Zilliqa developing, but I had a discussion with Ahmed like, hey, look, I would love to help out, but I think that there should be some kind of process around it, certain procedures to channel this. Otherwise, yeah, it's just all over the place. So starting to spar with him about it, got some help. Milan, of course, joined from Zilliqa to help out. Andy joined, who's still a part of it, of course. And we had some other members like JG, Cody, Ben. So we basically started from there to build up the procedures, the website, and the infrastructure to enable people to apply for projects. So we started out very small then, and yeah, it was basically evening work all the time.
Yeah. So, like for people who in the Zilliqa community who might not, for example, know about Zillacracy, right?
Yeah.
Can you give a an elevator pitch on what exactly does Zillacracy do?
So Zillacracy is a community initiative which is made up by a few members. We basically sponsor different projects and work within the ecosystem towards helping Zilliqa grow and helping the ecosystem grow. We try to inform people about Zilliqa. We provide grants to several different projects, DApp developers. Um, we offer our help also to see, okay, if you have a great idea, come to us and then we can see what we can do. So anything related basically to thriving the ecosystem. And it is a community based. So yeah, most of the people that are applying that get grants. So for instance, we have Red Chilies that got a grant. You might have known them from the sports betting platform. We handed out a grant to QVote, which basically provide a solution for quadratic voting. So basically a governance voting for any kind of DApp developer, so they don't have to develop it themselves. So these are some of the aspects that or endeavors that we undertake.
Gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, thanks actually for actually talking about the background story as well. And I guess for people who might want to get involved in contributing to Zilliqa, maybe if, as a developer or even as a marketing person, you can reach out to the Zillacracy people like Desmond and on the website and stuff. And any other interesting projects that you like to share, and what sort of work are you looking for people to do in Zillacracy these days? Yeah.
Yeah, so we have revamped our website with a great team, also primarily from India, and we are currently working on the educational portal, which is very interesting, because for non-crypto people, it can be quite confusing. Also for DApp developers, I mean, you don't want to reinvent the wheel. So somebody else probably in Zilla has already tackled this problem. So what we want to do is make an interactive user-generated content platform whereby we split it into two sections. Basically, the end user, like for instance, what is Zilliqa? How can I stake? What kind of wallets do you have? And the other side, which is more developer focused, where you deep dive into several different Zilla contracts in order to learn basically. So that is, if you take a look at it, where is help needed right now and what's easy to pick up is that if you are a great developer or you are great within creating videos and Zilliqa from heart and you want to generate that content, then please reach out.
And even for like say someone who is not technical, how can they get involved with Zillacracy?
So of course, marketing is also needed there, and I know that Andy has done a tremendous job also with help from other community members. But there's more to do. So it can be from, for instance, some great infographics. That can be from a video on hey how to stake or how to transfer, etc. So basically, just helping out other people tackle maybe the questions or the challenges that they have right now as a normal user.
Okay, okay. Thanks for sharing that, Desmond.
But yeah, it is a very technical domain, of course. So yeah, we try to serve, of course, both.
Yeah, I guess for like Zilliqa as well, the sort of you could say for any blockchain, the end user is the developer in a way, right? Like the customer or something. So I guess that's why there's so much technical work and documentation and videos and stuff that developers need, and that's I guess that's the reason why you also have such type of work and bounties. Um,
Yes,
yeah.
indeed, and yeah, of course, in the beginning, things were very humble in that sense. We were got very well with the help of Amred some small funds to start out. Thankfully, we have the Zillacracy seed now that also provide a revenue stream in order to hand out basically grants towards other DApp developers. So that's very nice.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I guess you we can now talk about staking as well because you started talking about seed node as well. So How has staking been for Zillacracy, and how, like, there was this, I saw on Twitter, like, most of the revenue that comes, or I think all of the revenue actually
Yeah.
comes to Zillacracy from Zilliqa staking, is put back into community initiatives, right? So can you talk about that as well? Why would what's how has the role of staking been for Zillacracy? And maybe just touch upon why it's good that people should stake with Zillacracy as well.
Yeah, no, of course, Arnav. Of course, many people are familiar with the concept of staking. Many have staked their zills and also farmed, of course, the governance token GZIL. There are several different SSN operators or seed node providers out there that range from wallet providers like Atomic or Moonlet or ViewBlock or mining community from Izumi. For us, it's basically we use the commission that we receive to pump back into the ecosystem and providing basically grants for DApp developers, open source development, marketing, etc. Anything that can boost, of course, the Zilliqa ecosystem. So that's what we do.
Yeah, gotcha. And like for staking right now, like, is there some exciting things that you are planning? And I think you also had a lottery sort of staking lottery or something planned.
Yeah,
Um,
so from a
yeah.
community perspective, we do try to keep the community engaged. We provide several different prizes. We handed out, of course, uh, some prize like a PlayStation 5 or a Quest. We have a daily lottery at this moment in time. It is nice that you keep people involved and also provide some kind of payback for the support that they provided us. We are looking into, but I cannot disclose a lot on that, to see how we can provide more value towards stakers that stake with Zillacracy.
Okay, gotcha. So I also had an interesting question, like, which it's you have sort of built Zillacracy from the ground. So um like, what were the challenges that you felt of running a community based organization, and some things that you feel that as a Zilliqa community member you could get help on, or if someone wants to run another like Zilliqa community, like for example Zilliqa developer group or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
things that they should keep in mind.
Yeah, well, it's a lot of work. It doesn't pay a lot. No, it's basically, I think that the main challenge when you do certain activities like that is um, people make the difference basically. Yeah, so it is about getting a group of people together with various different skill sets. Organization is very important in the beginning. Um, just a tip: try to be somewhat in the same time zone, otherwise it will be quite challenging. Um, I think in the beginning it's just passion and trying to get help out of there, because we had people joining Zillacracy, leaving Zillacracy again, so it's really important to have that core group that keeps on going, because otherwise, with a lot of community initiatives, it can fall apart, of course, because if there's no, you ask a lot from people basically that they spend evenings and weekends towards their passion. And yeah, sometimes people have different aspects in their life that they want to focus upon. So that is challenging to see also. So that's basically the tip that I have, is that um, diverse skill set and passion for the project that you are pursuing.
Is Are you like looking to allow make it easier for people to like build communities and stuff? Is that also part of Zilacracy? Like, something that you're thinking about is, like, for example, if someone wants to have, say, Scylla developer community or whatever, yeah, something that you're thinking about right now.
So for us, it's primarily about enabling that. So the educational portal is one. We have been in talk to one very talented developer to maybe create a somewhat Stack Overflow like platform. So then you're providing basically the tools for other people to come together in a community sense and learn from each other. So that is basically the aim that we have because that can scale very fast.
Okay, okay, okay.
Um, so yeah, we're looking into that one to
Mhm.
enable that so developers have a place also to come together. Of course, outside of the Telegram chat, but there are some limitations on providing information in a Telegram chat.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. Also, Ben, I remember has a very good Notion page where he mentions,
Yeah.
how to evaluate a bounty and like what's the process of going through the bounty and stuff. But for the audience as well, if someone wants to just know about how Zillacracy pays out these bounties and grants, like at a higher level, can you explain like how is the reward amount calculated and stuff, like how much can people earn and what by doing a bounty. Yeah.
So I love Ben because he's very heavy on the process, which I really enjoyed. I basically a very blue collar, which I really enjoy. So you always have to have somebody like that involved. Of course, we are also liaised to Zilliqa, and basically provide the same set of structure. So if you add, depending on the work involved, so if it's a small task, I create a video, yeah, then we talk with each other on hey, what is fair as a bounty or a reward. But if you take a look at some of the bigger grants, it goes up to 15K USD, which is in line also with Hive. And then we basically sit down with the group that applied for a grant and review, okay, what are the milestones that you want to reach? And based upon their milestones, you get, of course, a payout if you hit that milestone successfully.
Okay, okay, gotcha. And in terms of Zillacracy Council, are you looking to expand your council there, or is it in general, like exciting things that are planned for 2021 for Zillacracy that you'd like to share, that are already planned, maybe not something that is not you haven't finalized, but yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, there are a lot of things that I cannot disclose at the moment. We have two different projects that we are currently working on. Apollo, which will provide also value to Zillacracy stakers, and Meridian to make it very easy for stakers. We're also trying to reach out to other parties within the ecosystem, other node operators, to see whether we can um, potentially help out on decentralized APIs. Because yeah, a seed node is of course your window to the Zilliqa blockchain also and to retrieve information. So just trying to see if we can work together there. We are actively helping other partners um, with marketing, with getting them known within the ecosystem, also providing a sense of education towards end users to say, okay, this is how you can try it out. Yeah, that's it basically in a nutshell. We are investigating certain different aspects that we want to create, but we're also dependent on the next upgrade in the Scylla language, where you are able to read the contract state basically from another contract as a new.
Okay, okay, yeah.
I
Thanks for
think that
sharing
is a
that.
question you got also a lot, right?
Yeah, 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 100%. I think we have covered a good amount for Zillacracy. To end this podcast, I'd like to ask you some rapid fire questions,
Yeah,
and
sure. Go ahead, Arne.
maybe you'll win a Zilliqa shirt if you answer the questions well. I guess that's what we are.
How
uh,
can I be right then?
yeah. So you have to answer these questions really really fast. Okay. So what's your favorite DeFi application?
Rune.
Which one?
Rune, yeah,
Oh,
DeFi
Rune. Okay.
application. So I
Thorchain.
really like Torchain as a native DEX, basically.
Nice, nice. What do you do with your Zill? Do you hold stake, or you provide liquidity with ZillSwap on ZillSwap?
I do both. I think
Okay.
it's good. So provide liquidity and of course stake.
Okay. What was the best part of lockdown for you?
Not going to the office.
Okay. Um, a celebrity whose NFT you would buy.
Oh God, I don't know Mozart. I really enjoy him, but I don't know if he would
Great.
have. Can be somebody that isn't alive anymore. Or do they need to be alive?
It has to be alive. He has to be alive. He or she,
Oh, he has to be alive.
or even an
I'm not
AI.
really in that realm. I would just buy an Andy NFT. I think
Andy
a
NFT.
blockchain Andy one.
Okay, okay, okay. So Andy is a celebrity in your eyes, right?
Oh yeah, of course. No.
Okay. Um, what is the best advice you have ever received?
I, I, I I want to tell you a small story about it because it was very interesting.
Hmm.
I remember like the best advice that I can give is to be entrepreneurial and think for yourself, and that can be easy, yeah, because I started out working at Forbes 500 companies, and then at some moment in time, I had a really enlightened boss where basically, if you are in working in this hierarchy, then you're always asking like, "Oh, is this good? Is this good?" And then he's also said to me like, "Hey, dude, I don't know. I can help you, but I cannot tell you that you do it good." I think that that is something that you will need to learn also from a maturity standpoint, because when you were young, your parents, you got a lollipop or something like that. They told you you were doing great, and then it is your boss maybe or somebody else. But I think that the best thing that happened to me is that you uh, yeah, basically are more internally motivated and that you reflect upon yourself whether you are doing great or not, or it can go better. I think that that is, uh, yeah, provides a lot of liberty. So that is the advice that I want to give. So try to seek out, be entrepreneurial, seek out for yourself, and don't be too dependent on what other people are granting you as appreciation or gratitude.
Yeah, that's I think a very good advice, piece of advice. And yeah, I think that's a really good way to end the podcast on a high note. Thanks,
Cool.
Desmond, for taking the time out. And how can the community reach out and get involved with Zillacracy? Yeah.
So they can email, at hello@zilliqa.com, or we have a Telegram group. So just ping us if you want to create something for perhaps the educational portal, or you have a different idea. Please reach out.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha. Thanks. Thanks, Desmond.